We are happy to announce that this episode of the SWW show is partially brought to you by Humble Bundle. Well, not really. We are part of the Humble Bundle referral program, and we just wanted to say that if you like really cheap games and maybe helping charity pending the Humble thing going on, all you have to do is go to humblebundle.com/?partner equals SWW. That's right, humblebundle.com/?partner equals SWW. And you just do your normal stuff, and it just kind of helps us get a couple bucks here and there. Maybe it helps AJ get his lights, maybe it's Mike camera, maybe we actually pay Corey for helping us out. But again, if you're going to go buy games anyway, it might be worth checking out. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to one of these interview episodes of the SWW show. I'm Mike, and today with me a special guest from decently around the world. To get us started, do you mind introducing yourself and the game we're here to talk about?
Yeah, sure. I'm Gamis, and I have made a game called Clutch Master.
Yeah, so we're here to talk about Clutch Master. So, for people who don't know, how would you describe the game?
Oh, it's a top-down shooter, kind of basic game, but it's quite hard. There's a high score. So, yeah, I have actually a hard time finishing the maps myself. So it's
You know it's a hard game when but one or two things is gonna happen. Either it's truly a hard game, or it's gonna be one of those that you're so close to it, and then you're gonna get some insane people who learn to master it, and then we'll set all of the records.
Yeah, I guess maybe that will happen. I'm trying to find glitches and so on now, kind of debugging and playing myself at the same time.
I totally get it. So what's kind of the history with Clutch Master? Was it just a project you kind of dreamt up one day? Was there kind of a history with this game? Kind of where did it come from?
Yeah, so I have made music for games like a really, really long time, 25 years or something. And I had been in a lot of projects that never got finished for different reasons. So one day now, like last year, I was thinking maybe I should learn coding myself, and then while really trying to learn the basics, I realized that I could actually do this. And I got so much inspiration and ideas from the past also. So I had a big list of games that I want to do. And the Clutch Master idea was kind of one of the most basic ideas, I guess. So I went with that for starters, just to get things going. And yeah, it turned out quite nice, I think. It's a small game, but it's the idea is, I played a lot of Counter-Strike back in the day, and also now a little bit. And then I was thinking about what's the fun part in that game. And since you know the name of the game, you know the answer to what I'm thinking of. It's the clutches. And I tried to build a small game around those situations.
So as we're talking, I kind of have your Steam page up, and to me it's interesting because one of the things that stands out to me was kind of this very specific. The look was kind of reminds me very much of the Flash games, kind of the early 2000s, kind
Yeah.
of that look. I'm curious, is that kind of where you pulled it from, or kind of where did this kind of come from? Kind of the look and general feel of the like world and the way it's all featured together.
Yeah, the graphics is well, I made it in this old uh, actually Flash program called Anime Studio Pro. I think they have released a much better and um, more how do you say it? Yeah, a better version now.
Mm.
Uh, but I'm sticking to this old program. I don't think that there's no updates, and some features doesn't really work, and so on. So I just wanted to get some graphics going, and I'm used to that program from the early days. So yeah, it's a point on Flash graphics.
That's very interesting. I'm curious then. So you're choosing, as you said, to use a tool that is no longer like actively supported and kind of is there any kind of weird workflow stuff you kind of have to worry about then because of that, or is it more like it kind of outputs as it normally would and you just kind of then throw it into the game engine you're using?
No, it's no problem actually. It's I just wanted to do stuff quickly, so uh, the graphics part of the Clutchmaster is not top notch by any means, but I think it kind of just works, you know. That uh, I actually wanted to want to update the graphics uh, later on, maybe, but let's see if I get the time.
The good old fun with game development. I feel like there's never enough time for anything. Um,
No.
so obviously one of the things that we've talked about kind of in your game so far, you kind of brought in the beginning was it's I don't want to say a high score chaser, right? But that's definitely one of the like points of the game to kind of continually kind of replay it. How did
Mm.
you kind of think of like those leaderboards as you were designing the systems? I'm curious, kind of, did you kind of design with that in mind, or is it kind of one of those like, let's see how people play and then kind of naturally happens, or is there kind of some level of strategies of how to max out kind of how you get on that leaderboard?
Yeah, think it was. You know, I just wanted things to kind of function, uh, and then I was looking for like new features along the way. When I got, yeah, let's make it simple. When I got the character to get moving, you know, I started to look around how to make different layers for the maps and so on, so on, so on. And then I stumbled upon like a tutorial about high score um, management, and then I just implemented the whole idea into the game. So this is a kind of a experimental game. Maybe it's not the smartest way to go about it, because I guess it will set the point where people see my first game, and then I hope all games after this will get even better, you know. But yeah,
Oh, that's totally true. There is such a truth to like every game you complete. It's something like like you magnify kind of what you know how to do and kind of your skills there.
yeah,
Which it's always wild because it's one of those that like people talk about this thing of like you need to finish projects, finish games, and I think until kind of we all go through those processes, you're like, oh, now I understand kind of immediately why everyone kind of just goes like, just figure it out, it'll be fine, type concern.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yes,
There's so much new stuff for me, so it's kind of like my mind has exploded the last couple of months, because just to get things going with Steamworks and getting it out on Steam, uh, that was a lot of information to process.
oh no no, Steam's backend is like this thing of like we all love you, Steam. You have great distribution, yada yada. But the thing always with it, which is funny to me, is it's especially the first time you go through that process. It's fair, I think, to say that it's the most obtuse, and it will take multiple times longer than you have any thought it's going to take to get like going from the I'm opening up Steam's backend to getting that game on like where people can wishlist it. It's a surprisingly harder process than I think people until you go through it ever appreciate. I don't know
Yeah,
if you have
yeah,
similar experiences with
definitely.
that.
Yeah, yeah. It was really hard. I was like, I looked up videos about how to do it, and then the night when I was going to do it myself, I was really, really nervous. And then, of course, I made a mistake and had to do it all over again, and so on and so forth. So, yeah,
Of course. But yeah, so as we're talking, the game comes out in like 3-ish months. So
yeah.
I'm curious, kind of, how are you kind of feeling so far about the game? And then what kind of, is there any, what kind of should people kind of expect kind of as we get towards that launch as you're kind of figuring out what those plans kind of look like?
Yeah, so there is now it's closed, I guess, but at one point there was an open play test, and I was kind of stupid in having all the maps in the playtest. So I know that there are some issues in some maps and so on. Um, but the things that I'm still working on. There's some songs that I'm going to implement still. A few that I haven't really started with, but I'm not worried about that. That's the easy part for me. And then just going through the maps and looking upon situations that are really too unfair, because it's such a hard game that to even be able to finish some maps is kind of an issue right now. So that's what I'm going to look at. I think I don't. I had the idea to implement new weapons and so on, but I think that I will have to look over like the fairness in the game, and then who knows, maybe I get like a week there when I don't have much else to do, and then maybe implement more weapons then. But that those two things, the music and the fairness in the maps, is the two things that I'm going to look over before releasing the game, I guess.
So you keep talking about fairness. I'm kind of intrigued. So obviously that means to you the kind of the levels were harder than you expect and want the players to come experience. When
Mm.
players are going through this, what is that line you're kind of looking for? Is it the one where like sure they're struggling a bit but they could make it through? Is it one where players have to kind of beat their head in a level for a bit? Kind of what are you kind of looking for from that like challenge point of view?
Yeah, I want it to be hard. Uh, I'm kind of close, but it's hard for me to do it just myself, because I know how I'm thinking when I'm coding the maps and the levels and so on. So I know how I want to go about it and where I want to go in certain rounds and so on. So I need to like uh, accumulate the information from other players also, because they don't play like me. So um, certain places in certain times can be impossible. You can I don't want you to like insta die because you're standing on the wrong spot when certain things happen. So that's not fun or fair. But I think that you have to um, you don't you're not able to do a lot of mistakes in this game, and that's a line where I want to
So it's almost like we
that I
have to
want to
learn
keep.
like what the optimal pattern is. It's kind of like it reminds me of what was that? Was the I was thinking of like Into the Breach, which is kind of like it's sold as a strategy game, but it's really like a puzzle. Is that almost kind of how you're viewing this?
Yeah, maybe I have tried Into the Breach a little bit, and I realized that it was really hard also. Yeah, perhaps. Uh, kind of. I still want you to be able to go the left path or the right path or the mid path on the maps and still be able to work it out. But yeah, sometimes you really have to do the optimal thing to keep it together. I guess
No, no,
that's okay by me.
totally makes sense. I'm curious, kind of as you went through this testing phase, you said like a few weeks ago. Was there any? Because it's always to me is the most fun. Is kind of when you hand your game off to a ton of people at once. Was there any unexpected things that broke or bugs that you were like just like was scratching your head at of like how did this happen?
Yeah, I actually sat and fixed one bug that my son pointed out yesterday um, with one map. That was such a rookie mistake also. It was just one object on the wrong layer, and the whole game just broke when playing.
Oh, those.
Oh
I
man.
always so the thing with those are I appreciate them like in the moment because they're easy to fix because you're like that checkbox of like okay, I got something done, but it's always the level of like why was this the simple thing? Why is it always the simple things? I feel like that breaks games the hardest.
Yeah, but the information of that bug was like I didn't understand where the problem was, so I had to like look it up. So it was not that easy to fix actually. It took me a while to understand what I have done. So
Yeah, that stuff's always a fun challenge. So yeah, so as we said, this game comes out September 2nd, which is the current date currently on Steam.
mm.
What kind of so it looks like based on what you said, it's 16 round maps. The game's going to launch with 10 different maps. Uh, what kind of would you say is what you're thinking of be the playtime kind of for players that they want to say complete every map?
Ooh, well, me myself, I have played it like 16 and a half hour, and I finished 2 maps in that playtime.
It's
So
a
I have
very long game
8
for a lot of people, I
left.
think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I think so. I think it will take some time if you want to get all the achievements and so on. I actually realized that one achievement will be kind of impossible to take, so I have to take that down, I think.
No, that's always
So
the fun part is also the achievements is testing all them working. That's another one that I think people don't understand enough credit wise is the like the tedious task we have to do of like being like, do our achievements actually work?
mm,
Because that one,
yeah,
it's always a fun challenge.
I,
'Cause especially when I assume you have ones that are like later game ones or very specific things have to happen. You're like, okay, how do I make sure I could test this?
yes. I was so happy when I got the first achievement. I really felt like it was an achievement for real, in so many ways.
Like it works. I know the game works, and it's like this extra level of like, oh, it's my game. I get a little checkbox in the Steam.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I will be the only one with this achievement. No.
Right. Well, yeah, the game is a Clutch Master. Now, I'm gonna tell everyone I tell everyone now is to go wishlist this game on Steam. It's the single best thing you could do to help any developer out. Obviously, buying the game is always helpful, but in the immediacy, go wishlist this game. It is Clutch-Master, currently available to wishlist on Steam, comes out September 2nd. Do you currently, are you still working on what you're thinking for the pricing of the game?
So it will be kind of cheap. It like what did I say? €5, I think.
And is that
Yeah.
gonna be kind of like one of the fun where like Steam does the regional pricing on it, or is it just gonna be like whatever that translates to?
Yeah, whatever it translates to. I think it's how many dollars is it?
It's like
Six, maybe.
I was gonna say 6 or 6.5, depending. The euro kind of jumps a little bit, but it's usually like the euro's a little bit stronger than the USD, kind of when it comes to that going back and forth. So,
Yeah,
so yeah.
yeah, that's seems fair, I think.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, the game is Clutch Master. As we said, you are with Gammis Games. You can go to gammis.se to learn more
Yeah.
about your projects. Is there anywhere else we should be sending people?
Actually, I'm still working on the page a little bit, so yeah, you can go there, but there's not much information. I kind of need to sit down and do that one of these days, I think. I don't know the Steam page. I have yeah, that's the only place, I guess.
Well, thank you again for talking to me today and taking time out of later in the day for you. And best of luck as you're kind of getting towards the last few months of development here. As I always try to tell every developer, try to get some sleep and kind of best of luck as you're trying to wrap this thing up for launch.
Yes, thank you for having me.
The SWW show and all of its affiliate podcasts are podcast by me, Mike Maroney, and AJ Losi, sometimes by contributors, including Corey King. You can follow the SWW show on social media at the SWW show, or sooner or later you go to patreon.com/SWW to help us out. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.